Hey, no, real estate investors. This is another deal, picture of another property that we're working on. This is actually in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it's kind of an interesting story. It's actually an investor that owns it, and it's a vacant property now. They bought the property back in 2021 for 95. They rehabbed it, refinanced it for roughly about 135,000. Put a little cash out of it, and they turned it into rental. Rent rates are roughly about 1,750 a month. Their mortgage principal and interest payment is only 900 a month, so they should be cash flowing. But the property's been vacant; they haven't paid in 2 years, and there's also about $9,000 in back taxes owed on this property with a future easement, so stuff like this. But here's the numbers: this property is worth close to 200. The current payoff on the deal is about 151. We can pick this note up for about 150 now. The bar doesn't live in it anymore. They actually live north of there. And like I said, it's now a vacant property. My first goal would have been like, hey, let's try to get it reperforming, monthly payment. If you bring 2 years the payment to the table, it'd be about a 20% cash and cash return. Only about a 10% if they just started reinstating it. So we're kind of working out what the opportunities are here. Does it make sense to buy the note at 115 and then foreclose, or work it out? Well, obviously, with it being vacant, you're probably not going to get the bar back on track. So it makes more sense to buy this note, finish the foreclosure, it's just before prejudgment based on the return, and then either work to get a deed in lieu from the bar so you don't have to take it to foreclosure auction. If you do have to take it to foreclosure auction, guess what? You'll make about a quick $30,000, $35,000 at the auction. But the bigger plan is taking the property back and then selling that asset for 200 and being into it for about 115, 125 after it's said and done. Now, the funny thing, I reached out to a local investor to see if they could take a drive-by, get him the address, and he actually knows the investor. It's an actual investor wholesaler in the Cincinnati area. So we're going to actually doing a longer video about this asset and which way we're going. But this is just another deal in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's a non-performing first lien, came from a hedge fund, one of 20 assets that we're working through right now. And just another great little cash flow play. You're not going to get rich on this, but this could turn into either a nice rental if you want to take it back, or a sizable chunk of change if you end up buying the note and foreclosing and selling the asset off, either at the auction or selling it on the MLS as an REO. So stay tuned for more information on this deal, and we'll see you at the top.